and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my non-spoiler review for Ghostbusters Afterlife. I had the immense pleasure of watching it on IMAX yesterday in a press screening with the director, the original director of Ghostbusters, and the director of this one, who's the writers, and it was their first time seeing this film on IMAX, so it was a father and son. It's very much a family film, but is it as good as you are hoping it is? Let's find out. When a single mom and her two kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. So I'm just going to jump in and say what the negatives are straight away. You're going to guess exactly every single beat of this film. You're going to know where it's going. I would also urge you to watch the original film kind of before going to watch Afterlife. Skip the third one. I don't think that film really exists because that was a reboot and kind of a slap in the face of people who enjoyed Ghostbusters and really appreciated what it was. So we have Ghostbusters 1 and 2. This is really the third one, but I would suggest watching the first film because there are a lot of moments that it takes to nodding to the original, linking to the original, and then solidifying its place in a kind of new world where it's modern time, but they've taken what worked and put this in the now. So my only negative really is that it's very much predictable. I know some other people have said, oh, that's totally unbelievable. Do you remember watching the first Ghostbusters? If you're going into a Ghostbusters film or you're going into a film called Ghostbusters and you're saying that's not believable, then I think you need to check your definition of what's believable. But for now, let's go into the positives. I was amazed at who I thought carried this film. I was totally waiting for the Ghostbusters team to arrive, the Ghostbusters moments to be the thing that I thought I was going to be enthralled by. Instead, we have the kids that totally hold their own on this film. More than hold their own, I think that they are the stars in this film. They have the presence and nuance that their characters are written like to make you love these characters before those kind of Ghostbusters moments or characters come along. So that you are, I'm glad you're here, but this is what I'm enjoying. Let's just stay with them. It definitely feels like it's a new generation, but has managed to capture what made the original Ghostbusters great. They don't put things in the film for the sake of it either. So you don't get a character that was there in the original film thrust into a moment just so you can have all those Ghostbusters things. Everything that is in this Ghostbusters movie is there for a reason. I will give you one example. You've seen it in the trailer. There is no Slimer in this film, but there is a ghost that has a similar, I guess, ability. Remember Slimer with all the food? This ghost eats metal, and that's about all the spoiler I'm going to do it. You've seen it in the trailers. So the point is that everything in this film has a reason for being there, but also harks back to the original, from the score, which was lovingly recreated from scratch, but also will have you humming the theme tune, to the special effects that is used in CGI, but as minimal as possible, because we have animatronics that are used because they wanted to go for the real world effect. So you will notice there is some animatronics in this, and you might take you out a little bit, but that is a homage to the original again. But there are key beats in the story, like I said, that you will guess, but you won't mind that it is going that way because you're kind of willing the characters, you are on their side. There will be an emotional beat that you'll be like, yes, I want that to happen now. I can't wait for that moment. The first time I've been in a cinema screening where the crowd of people has clapped multiple times, and it didn't annoy me because there were emotional beats and I was like, yes, that is how you do a Ghostbusters movie. So when I walked out of this film, I was thoroughly entertained. I would suggest staying right at the end of the credits. There are 2 credit scenes, and I'm not going to spoil them for you at all. But yes, if you love Ghostbusters, you're going to want to stay for those 2 credit scenes. But I walked out thinking this is a 5-star film. But the more I thought about it, the more I put my critic brain on, it's gone to 4.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5 because of its predictability. And even then, I know it's only predictable because of we've had that first film. And so we know the story arc where it's going. We know what they're going to do because of the story that they're kind of connecting. Had we not had that first film, you wouldn't guess it, but it's only because of its predecessor. And that's okay. And that doesn't make the film any lesser. I think for people who have been wanting a decent Ghostbusters film for 30 years, this is the one that's going to leave you smiling. This was a labor of love for both father and son. They wrote it together, they worked on it together, and it's finally here. And I think you're going to love it. So, 4.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5. Let me know your thoughts below. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.